Okay, we're going to take a look at bleeding the brakes. If you replace one of the hydraulic components, such as a caliper or the brake hose that we've been talking about, or even one of these steel brake lines, you're going to get air in the system and you have to get the air out. And we're going to show you how you do that. You're going to basically be working at each wheel. If you guys remember, we talked about the bleeder screw, which is this device right here. This is where we're going to be working, and each wheel is going to have one of these. And you can see on this wheel here, here's our bleeder screw, here's the hose. Okay, again, you want to make sure there's no leaks there. But like I said, if you replace the caliper, you're going to have air inside there. When you get the new one, you have to get all the air out for the brakes to work right. So this procedure, again, is called bleeding the brakes. It's bleeding the air out of the system. Up here, we're going to just take a look under the hood. Right here, you need to locate your master cylinder, which is right here on this car. It's going to be on the driver's side under the hood. It has a cap on it. Don't step on the pedal right now when I'm doing this. Okay, going to take the lid off. If your buddy is sitting in the car while you have this lid off, what could happen is it can spray fluid all over the place and cause brake fluid to get all over. Okay, so again, just give them the heads up not to step on the brake pedal when you have that lid off. We're going to make sure the master cylinder is full. If you look inside there, you can see the liquid. Don't get any of this on the paint because it eats away the paint. So right now we're okay. We don't need to build a master cylinder. I'm going to just put the lid back on. And if you do need to fill it, you can buy brake fluid. There's two different types. One is called .3 brake fluid and the other one's .4 brake fluid. .3 is for older cars. This is a 1997 car. Probably going to use .3. The manufacturer will put on the lid. If you look closely here, it says use only .3 or .4 brake fluid. So on this car, you could use either one. Most of the newer cars now are using .4, which is a little better, but you can use .3 or .4 in this vehicle. All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through the procedure. So you need a helper in the car because they're gonna have to pump the brake pedal when you ask them. So you need, on this particular job, if you're gonna do manually brake bleeding, manual means you're gonna need two people, one at the wheel and one inside the car. So we're gonna basically, so just don't hit those buttons up there. Okay, so you're gonna kind of follow me around. And we're going to go to the furthest wheel away from the master cylinder, which is in the back here. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to head back to the rearmost wheel. And then I'm going to grab a bottle to use. Let me be right back. Let me grab the bottle. Okay, you want to get a bottle that you can catch the brake fluid in as you're bleeding the system. So we're going to use some clear hose, something like this. Okay, so we're going to use some clear hose like this so we can actually see the fluid as we're taking it out. As you can see, the bleeder screw is right here. And you basically want to take a piece of clear hose, you're going to put it over the top of the bleeder screw. So when you open it, it doesn't have the fluid go all over the place. So just kind of putting that over the end of the bleeder screw. Okay, so you can see how I have it there. Let me see if I have that bottle. this as a catch container. We're gonna cut a piece of this, so all we do is stick it up down inside the bottle so the fluid goes into the container. Let me get a pair of cutters. So we're going to just cut a section of this clear tubing off. I'm going to take this wrench now and I'm going to run it down the tube to where the bleeder screw is here and put this inside the bottle. All right, so Chris, you're going to pump the pedal 3 times and then hold it down. Okay, make like you're braking right now. So I want you to look through this tube here. You're gonna see liquid come out. If there's any bubbles in here, that's basically what we're trying to remove. So I'm just gonna crack this open a 1/4 of a turn, and I didn't see any bubbles. I saw mostly liquid there. You're gonna close it. Go ahead and pump the pedal again 3 times and hold it down like you're braking. Okay, so each time I do that, it's basically letting fluid come through, and any air that's trapped in the system will come out as bubbles and then go into the bottle. So I'm going to take this off now. It looks like this one's done. You don't want to get brake fluid on any paint because it dissolves paint. So again, we're going to work our way around. Make sure that's tight. We're going to go over on the other side now. Okay, same thing again. I'll put this over the bleeder screw, stick the hose over the end of the bleeder screw. Okay, so you're gonna pump the pedal again, hold it down. Let's make sure it's up good. Okay, look like all fluid there. All right, one more time, pump the pedal and hold it down. Okay, so that's all fluid. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have too much air trapped in here, but if you replace this part or the hose, you get a lot of air coming out first, and then you would get just fluid. Let's go to this wheel up here. So we're gonna go back to the front wheels. Let's see, can you turn the steering wheel? Does it, turn it the other way. All the way as far as it'll go. You can see the bleeder screw a little better. You can turn the wheel so you can get to it a little easier. All right, so we're gonna put the hose on here. Again, over the end of the bleeder screw. Okay, pump the pedal 3 times. Hold it down. Okay, so there's like a little bubble in there, not too much though. All right, one more time, pump it and hold it down. Okay, look like all fluid there. Okay, one more wheel to go. All right, hold on. All right, so we're gonna go to the last wheel, driver's side. Okay, you're gonna steer the wheel the other way now, all the way. Okay, so we're going to basically put this again over the end of the bleeder screw. Okay, pump the pedal again. Hold the pedal down. Okay, we got all liquid there. All right, we're going to do one more time. Pump it. Hold it down. Is the pedal dropping when I open it? Yep. All right. Hold it down. Okay, so there really wasn't much air trapped in this. But that's basically how you get the air out of the system. The last step would be, we didn't really get that much fluid. You can see what's in there. If you got a lot of fluid, you have to keep checking the master cylinder because you want to make sure it's full. Every time you let some out, it's getting lower and lower up on that end. All right, you're going to steer forward again. We're going to just show putting one wheel on. So basically, we're going to take the wheel, put her back on the vehicle. Okay, so you got to line up all the studs on here. Okay, you want to start the lug nuts by hand. Let's see where the air gun is. Okay, so what I usually do is just use the socket without the air gun and just put the lug nut inside and just put it up in here, and you can just start hand threading it on. Okay, after you get it hand threaded, we're going to use a different tool than the socket to put it on because we don't want to over tighten the lug nuts. So let me grab that kit. So this is our box of what we call torque sticks. Okay, these are all for different types of cars, different colors. You can look up on the chart. They give you a chart of different kind of cars. You can look up your car, gives you the color torque stick to use. Let's see. Okay, this one I looked up, it's the gray torque stick for your vehicle. So we're gonna be using that one. So what we do is we put, instead of using a socket, we're gonna put this on the air gun. We're going to change the direction by just pushing this little button here so it sticks out like that. You can test it by putting your hand around it lightly and just see which way it's turning. Okay, so you want to turn this way to tighten, which is clockwise. Let's see, let's try it with a torque stick. This is the right one. It's the blue one. Now notice I don't go around like this. You want to kind of jump from one side to the other as you're tightening it. So you don't, if you tighten them in a circle, they don't tighten evenly. So you have to kind of jump from one to the other. And then that's basically it. That one's all ready to go. So now we're going to go to another wheel. Okay. And we're going to put all the other wheels back on. Now normally when you're bleeding the brakes, you don't necessarily have to take the wheels off. You can actually get to the bleeder screws from underneath, from behind the wheel. I just took them off so you could see what we're doing a little better. But most of the time you can bleed the brakes without taking the wheels off the car. All right, so that's basically manually bleeding the brakes. Again, the final thing to look at would be the master cylinder, just to make sure that that's full, because again, as you let fluid out at the wheels, that level will start going down. And you gotta make sure you put new fluid in there.